I literally waited 1.5 years to do this because I wanted to make sure the situation wasn't fresh and then nobody would get offended. But here we go. Story time of me fighting my boyfriend's girl best friend. So we are going to call her Jackie. And you also need to know my boyfriend's boy best friend's name. So we're going to call him Jack. So my boyfriend lived with Jack at the time. And everywhere Jack went, my boyfriend would tag along because Jack had a car, my boyfriend didn't. And I kid you not, every day they'd always be at Jackie's house. Or with Jackie, or smoking with Jackie, or Jackie would be at their house. And I thought that was weird, you know, being a girlfriend. But I'm not one to judge a book by its cover because I have a lot of guy friends. So come to find out, Jack and Jackie were doing the deed. And Jack had a girlfriend. And I was friends with Jack's girlfriend. So once I found this out, I was like, I don't really want her on my boyfriend. Because she doesn't respect people's relationships. And I told my boyfriend this. And did he listen? Not at all, but that's a different story. Once she found out I told my boyfriend, like, I didn't want her around, she started to diss me on social media. And me back then is not me now. I'm dissing you back. So I did. And of course, one thing led to another. We started arguing through text, and I told her I want to fight. She kept deflecting, saying, I'm not going to fight you, I'm not going to fight you, da-da-da-da. So we didn't fight at first. Things kind of started to die down, like, give it 2-3 weeks. I mean, we'd argue here and there through text, but that was it. But one day, my boyfriend was at my house, and Jack came to pick him up with Jackie in the car, knowing how I felt. So if you ask me, they were asking for it, but... So I come outside, and I walk down the street, because they parked down the street, and I walked to her car door, and I tried to open it. She unlocked it before I could actually open it. And then I started to get ghetto. Her friend was in the backseat too, just looking at me. And I was basically telling her, like, get out the car, just get out the car. Just want to get you to get out the car, let's fight. Like, that's it. My boyfriend basically tried to calm me down, whatever, but I told him you're not leaving in that car with her in it. So Jack dropped her off at home, came back to pick up my boyfriend, and they went home. Of course, I took it to social media. I posted on my spam a whole story time of what happened and how she stayed in the car while I was trying to fight her. And she got wind of it, which was expected. She ends up calling me off of a random number, and I pick up, and I'm like, hello? And she's like, I'm on my way to your house. Let's fight. And I was like, right now? Because it was like 11 o'clock at night, and I had work the next day. And she was like, yeah, right now. Are you scared? And I was like, oh, girl, I'll be there. So gave it like 20 minutes. She ended up pulling up, and I walked over there to like a ditch near my house, and we fought. Unfortunately, I don't have the video. I did see her friend recording, but mid-fight, the friend like literally jumped in the fight, so I'm pretty sure she like dropped her phone. So let me know if you guys want a part 2. Part 2 of me fighting my boyfriend's girl best friend. So because I have more time, I'm going to get more into detail about me walking over there and fighting her. When I started walking over there, I definitely called the group chat with all my female friends in it because, you know, I had to update them, let them know I'm gonna fight her right now. And it was like a 10-minute walk. So as I was walking, I was just talking to them. They were hyping me up, you know, this, that, and the third. And one of them said that they were on their way, but I wasn't gonna wait for them to get there because they live far. So when I finally get to like the area that we're gonna fight, she's on the other side of the street and her friend's in the car and she's outside of the car. And at this point, I do not know how many people she brought. So I drop my stuff on the concrete, and she starts to walk over, like, in a fighting stance. So I was like, okay, we're about to fight. We square up, we start fighting, and I connect, like, 3 times, and boom, she goes down. I get on top of her, and then that's when her friend jumps in. Her friend was, like, by the car recording, and she was, like, maybe 5 feet away from us until she saw her friend hit that floor. When her friend jumped in, she pushed me on the ground, and then they both started hitting me. And then I hear a loud, hey, hey, hey. Once they hear the yelling, they immediately get off, and I look to see who it is, and it's the girl's mom. She brought her mom, her sister, and her niece, and they were parked on, like, the side street, and they, like, got out of the car and walked over there once we started fighting. And at this point, I am pissed because one of these girls connected with my chin, and it hurts. So I get up, and I go where my stuff is, and I'm like, I'm not fighting you anymore. Like, you just jumped me. And I told her I'm gonna wait for my friend to get here. But her mom's like, oh, I'm not gonna let them jump you, like, just run the ones. And so I was like, okay. We square up again, and I hit her with a 2-piece, and she starts bleeding. And usually, I would stop. But you just jumped me, so I'm not stopping. So then I get her on the floor again, and I start hitting her, boom, boom, boom. And her friend starts to get near me again. So, you know, PTSD, I get up because I'm not getting jumped again. And when I get up, because she's literally on the floor, like, bleeding. And I call the group chat immediately while I'm still there. And I'm talking to them and letting them know I would just whipped her, that, and the third. And her mom hears me and has a lot to say. The mom hears me on the phone with the group chat, and she starts yelling at me. calling me insecure, saying I fought her because I'm insecure, this and the third. And I fought her because she disrespected me on social media. That's why I fought her, by the way. But anyway, as her mom starts yelling at me, I kind of start airing out her business to her mom. I'm like, you need to get your daughter. She's on the floor bleeding. And you also need to check your daughter because all she does is sleep with all these boys that go to your house every day. Like, her mom was oblivious to the fact that she was sleeping with every boy she brought over. But I walked home, and then like 5 minutes later, my friend gets there, and I made this video.
Period. I don't get none of that. And if she wants a round 2, she could gladly get it.
Okay, I guess I'm doing a story time on my scar, since so many people were asking about it. So, a little context, I live close to the city, and I go there quite often because I think it's like a fun place to hang out at. This last time, I was going with a friend named Megan. We were just chilling, we were having a lot of fun, right? We were about to get on the subway to leave because we were done with our girls' day, right? We were gonna go home, we were tired. And this dude starts catcalling my friend. Now, she's like 5'2" and tiny and wearing pink and stuff. And I'm 5'10" with like black eyeshadow, just looking really goth, have a knife strapped to my hip, wearing chains, all black, you know, I'm terrifying, right? But this dude is like harassing my friend, and I don't like that. So I start screaming at the dude, right? Now, he's like 6'2", so he's a massive guy, but I think I know I can take him, right? Because I'm a terrifying, tall female, right? I could take him. I start screaming at the dude. People are backing me like, hey, dude, just don't catcall. That's not cool. Like, stop. And I didn't know this, but he had like goons, I guess, just lurking around the subway, pickpocketing people, you know, the works. And so his goons come and back him up, and they start screaming at us for screaming at him for catcalling my friend. Now, we're all just having a screaming match. I think that's as far as it's gonna go. And someone pulls out a knife. That's when all hell breaks loose. People start fighting violently. I grab Megan and I find a nearest bathroom and I pull her inside and I lock the door and I start fighting. And the dude I was screaming at comes at me with a knife. So I grab mine off my thigh because it was strapped there. And we're basically in a knife fight. So I'm trying not to get cut by him, and he's trying not to get cut by me, and he gets me, obviously, like, you can see it. And I fall backwards because, ow, and I'm shocked and stuff like that. I stumble, and I'm on the floor, and he gets on top of me, and he's, like, about to unalive me, like. And that's when the cops show up, break the whole thing apart. That guy gets a cuffs. I don't, because obviously I didn't do anything. And they saw that I didn't do anything. Megan's fine. Everything's great. It just hurts a little bit.